Welcome coders to the new session of Snowflake, and this session will be basically on the Snowpipe only because I received a feedback from some of you guys that Snowpipe is not loading the data continuously to the Snowflake tables from AWS S3 or any of the other cloud service providers which you are using. So we will see that how can we troubleshoot the Snowpipe, and some of you guys also told me that sometimes SNS topic is working, sometimes SQ is working, and sometimes notifications is not triggering to the SNS topic or SQ. Okay, so we will see and we will cover all of the troubleshooting steps of the Snowpipe, and we will try to solve all of those errors which guys you are facing while working with the Snowpipe. Okay, so let's get started without wasting any time. We will see complete troubleshooting of Snowpipe in this session. Okay, so first of all, let me create some storage integration object of my previous query. So it is a previous query which I have written already. So let's create a storage integration object is created, and let's create a file format. We will basically use the file format that is CSV file format, and let me create a stage. Okay, then we will see that what problems we basically face while working with the Snowpipe, and we will see that how can we solve those errors. Okay, so this is my stage, and let's list the stage so that we can just confirm that our stage is successfully configured with the Snowflake. Okay, so it is saying query produced no results, so means storage integration is working fine in mine. Okay, so let me show you that bucket. So this is a bucket which I am using, and this is the property. Let me show the property of this bucket, and this is the ARN. Okay, so this ARN which we are giving here, right, ETL bucket 001. Okay, so our storage integration is working and stage is also working fine. Okay, so now our goal is to check that how can we troubleshoot the Snowpipe. Let me tell you some quick steps which you can follow to troubleshoot your Snowpipe, and by that steps you can just solve the problems of the Snowpipe. Okay, so you can just follow these steps. Okay, so let me write some of the steps here. Okay, so first step is basically related to pipe status. Okay, so you can, after creating the Snowpipe, we have to just check the pipe status first. Okay, check the pipe status. Okay, so I will write some of the steps here, okay, which you can follow if you face any type of issues. Okay, so let's give it as a number as step 1, and let me give the number for this step as step 2. Okay, in the step 2 you can just check the copy history of the table. Okay, so let's write view copy history of the table. You can check the copy history of the table, which will basically help you to check that how many data files are loaded, how many data files data is being loaded to that table, or how many files are parsed, how many data is loaded. Like that way you can check all of the history. Okay, and you can also check for the step 3. Step 3 is very simple. You can just simply validate the loaded data. Okay, loaded data, let me write here loaded data in the table. Okay, so in the pipe status, whenever you will go for checking for the pipe status, then you can simply check for the last received message and last time stamp. You can just basically check out for the last forward message, last received message. Okay, last forwarded message. Okay, last received message. Like that we can check. Okay, you can check out these things. Okay, so these are some of the steps which you can check. Okay, so let's move to the practical, then we will see. Okay, and guys, you must have worked on the Snowpipe, right? So you must be knowing about this thing that whenever you create a Snowpipe, then it is working, means it is just loading the data continuously, and it is just running continuously. So sometimes due to some network connectivities also, your Snowpipe could not load the data to the Snowflake tables. Okay, because it is running continuously. So you can just try to just resume and pause your Snowpipe. Okay, so you can just write this thing as well in the step 4. You can just resume, or you can just resume or pause your Snowpipe. Okay, so these are some of the steps. Okay, resume or pause Snowpipe. Okay, as we are doing in the task. Okay, as you must have worked on the task. Okay, so in the task, what you do by default when we create the task, then it is just moving to the suspended state. Then we have to just resume that task so that our task should run. Okay, so if we face any type of issues in that, then we can just resume and pause that. Okay, as this is a common thing when we are facing any type of issues, any type of problems in any type of technical things. So basically we just restart this thing. As in our laptop also, if we are facing any type of driver issues or any type of malicious issues or any type of hanging issues, then we basically refresh it, or we basically just shut down this. That's a basic solution for that. Okay, so in the similar way you can just simply resume or pause your Snowpipe like that. Okay, so these are some of the steps which you can follow. So let's first of all, stage is now created. Let's create the pipe and let's see that what are the errors we basically face. Okay, so let's write here query for the pipe creation. Okay, so create or replace pipe, and let's give user pipe, user pipe. Okay, user pipe, and this will be just a pipe, and let's give auto ingest property is equals to true, so that it will auto ingest the data as copy into, and we will just take a one table. So let's check for the table in this schema. So let's give show tables. Let's check that how many tables we are having, right? So that we can use any one table. Okay, so basically we will use this user email, right? This user email CSV. Okay, so as copy into sky dot user email. Okay, so we will basically use this user email table for loading the data, right? User email, and we will just take the files, we will load the data from stage. Okay, so my stage name is this one, stage AWS, right? So let's copy the name and from @stage AWS. Okay, so we will basically load the data from here. Okay, so let's give semicolon here because we have not specified the comment, right? So it may take those things in the execution state. Okay, so this is basic syntax which we use for creating the pipe, right? Okay, sky dot user email, and this is stage AWS. Okay, so let's create the pipe first, then we will see that whether it is loading the data or not. Okay, so as you can see, pipe is now successfully created, and let's check. Let's describe this table, right? Describe table and the user underscore email. Okay, so that we can just load the CSV file data to this table. Okay, I have given the wrong spelling, right? So let's give the correct spelling for this table. So this is a table which is having ID, first name, gender, about me. Okay, 6 columns. Okay, so let's check for the file of this, and we will just upload that user email file data to this our bucket location, and we will see that is that data file is loading to our Snowflake table or not. Okay, so before moving to that, we have basically 2 steps. Okay, for setting up the notification channel. Okay, because without setting up the notification channel, you cannot load the data to the Snowflake table by using the pipe. Because if suppose that I have created this pipe, okay, and I have not created or scheduled any of the notification channel, then how this pipe will understand that there is a one new data file uploaded to this bucket location, and I have to load that data file into our that Snowflake table? So how it will understand? So that's why we are just scheduling and creating the notifications channel by using the SNS topic or by using the SQSQ, as I have already told you these things. Okay, if you haven't watched my Snowpipe session, okay, so you can watch from the description box. Okay, I have clearly told you there that how can you create those configurations by using SNS topic or SQSQ. Okay, so let me quickly tell you that how can you do those things. Okay, so let's write here for setting up the notifications. Okay, so for setting up the notifications, we have basically 2 methods. Okay, we have basically 2 methods. Okay, so first of all, you can use SQSQ, which will just trigger the notification to the SQSQ ARN, and the second step is you can use the SNS topic as well, right? You can use any of these things. Okay, you can just create SNS topic, and or you can just simply create the SQSQ. Okay, so SQSQ is a very simple thing. You don't have to do some extra steps for working with SQSQ setting notification. Okay, but in the SNS topic, you have to just create SNS topic, and you have to just subscribe to that SNS topic that I have briefly discussed in that Snowpipe session. Okay, so you can watch from the description box. Okay, so now what we have done, our stage is ready, our pipe is ready, our table is ready, or I have also created the pipe. Our pipe is now successfully running. Now it's time to just set up the event notifications. Okay, because after creating the Snowpipe, you have to first of all set up the event notification. This is a mandatory step, because without setting up the notifications, event notifications, your Snowpipe will not work properly, and your Snowpipe will not load the data. It will not trigger the notifications to the Snowpipe that I am having the data file, and you have to load that data into the table. Okay, so that's a very important and mandatory step for setting up the notifications. Okay, after creating the pipe. Okay, so let's set up the notifications channel for this SQSQ. Okay, so for SQSQ, what you have to do, you have to just move to your bucket location, and you have to just move to the properties. Okay, this is basically your property here, and you have to just move to the event notifications tab. Okay, this is the event notification, and you can see I have created one event notification. Okay, I have created already. Okay, you can see destination type, and this is basically our ARN of our Snowpipe. Okay, so let me tell you that how can you just copy the ARN of the Snowpipe. Okay, sorry guys. So for getting the ARN of your Snowpipes, you have to just describe your pipe. Okay, so you can just describe by this command, describe pipe and your pipe name. Okay, so this is my pipe name, so let me describe the pipe. Okay, so this is my pipe name, and here we will give the it is showing the definition, and here we are getting this notifications channel. Okay, so we basically copy this full notifications channel, and we will just move to our bucket location, and we will just move to event notification, and you have to just move to this create event notifications, and you can give here any name, user event you can give like this way, and prefix suffix is optional, so we will just leave those things. And for the object creation, we will just trigger the notification for all put post copy multipart, so we will select all object creation, and after that you have to just move to that destination, and you have to choose your destination. Okay, so here we are having three things. Okay, lambda function you can create, you can just create notification by SNS topic, or you can just simply choose this SQSQ. So in the first step we are just setting up the notifications from SQSQ, so we will just select this SQSQ, and after that you can just choose from here, or you can just enter your SQSQ ARN. Okay, so I will just enter this SQSQ ARN here. So in this way you can just set up the event notifications, okay, by using the SQSQ. As I am not going to create this SQSQ because I have already created that SQSQ. Okay, so I will not do create 2 times SQSQ notifications. Okay, and this is already I have created, so I will not do that thing all again, because this is our Snowpipe ARN. So let me show you here. Okay, this is my Snowpipe ARN. Okay, so now this is already created. So now our Snowpipe SQSQ event notification is ready. So now what we will do, we will basically just load the data file into our bucket location, and we will see that whether it is loading the data or not. Okay, so before that, let's verify the data. So select asterisk from user email. Okay, select asterisk from user email. You can just see here. Okay, query produced no results, means I am not having any of the data in our table. Okay, select asterisk from user email. Okay, as I am not having any of the data. Okay, so first of all I have told you SQSQ, and for the SNS topic I will tell you later on. Okay, SNS topic is a very simple. Okay, I have told you already. If you want to create your event notification by SNS topic, then also you can create by watching the video in the description box. There I have briefly discussed that how can you create the event notification by SNS topic. Okay, so as I am not having any of the data in our table, you can see here. So let's search for this file. So this is the file which I am having, sample user email. So let me show you the data. Okay, so let's open with let's edit this. Okay, okay, so you can see we are having here 1000. Yeah, we are having 1000. So let's load this data file to our this table. So for loading, we will just upload this file to our bucket location. So let's upload this file. So let's add file, and let's select for this file. This file is in videos folder, not we are in videos, Sky files, and a special character loading. We are having this sample user email, right? So let's select this. So let's upload this. Okay, and we will see that whether it is working or not. Okay, if we will face error, then we will just try to solve that error. Okay, so in the first step, what we have told you, step 1, you have to check the pipe status, right? Pipe status. Okay, as you can see here, step 1 is for checking the pipe status. Okay, so for checking the pipe status, what you can write is, you can write a one query for checking up the pipe status. Okay, so you can just write this thing. Okay, select system $dollar pipe underscore status system $pipe status, and you can just simply give your pipe name, right? So as my pipe name is sky.user pipe, right? So you can just check the pipe status by this thing. Okay, so let's check for the pipe status. Okay, so you can see execution state is running, pending file count is 0, and last ingested time is time. Ingested means that file which I have uploaded to my bucket location, that file data is now ingested to our table, user email table. So means it is working fine, and I got the data in the table. Okay, here you will see here that file name as well. Okay, you can see last pulled message and last forward message, and you can see we are getting here that forward path, means from where data file is loaded and which data file is loaded. Okay, so you can see 01 sample user email.csv file data is being successfully loaded to our Snowflake table. Okay, you can see here we have uploaded this file sample user email. Okay, and we got this file data loaded into our table. Okay, so let's check the data in the email table. So you can see we got all of the 1000 rows here. Okay, so you can just refresh in the objects as well, and you can check here. Okay, it is a number of rows 0, so it will take some time for just reflecting here. Okay, as it depends on the network. Okay, so let's refresh this thing. Okay, so we are getting here, right? We are getting 1000 rows here. Okay, number of rows is 0. Why it is showing? I don't know why it is showing here. Because it is some maybe about some network connectivity. So okay, so that's the different thing. Okay, here we are getting the data, right? Select testing from user email, or if you are not willing, so you can just do like this, sky.sky. Okay, you can check out the schema database. So database is sky and schema is also sky. So database is, let me say database is sky, schema is sky, and we are having this user email table, right? You can see number of rows 1k here we got. Okay, so we got the data, and our Snowpipe is now loading the data without any of the errors. Okay, so what it is saying, okay, I have given the wrong spelling here for the schema. Okay, so we got the data without any error. Okay, if you are getting any of the error, then you can just simply check the pipe status, and you can just monitor these things, that what is the last ingested timestamp and all those things. You can just check here. Here it is giving the time as well, right? So you can just monitor, and you can check this time, and you can just upload one more file to that bucket location, and you can see the errors in that file. Okay, so this is our first step. If this step is also not working, you can just try out for the second step. Second step is to check the load history of the table. Okay, so let's try the load history. Okay, that's what our second step was, right? View copy history of the table, right? So copy history, how can you check the copy history? So for that we are having one query. We will basically use this thing, our information schema, right? Select a strip from table. We have basically used these things in our video, right? Information schema. Select a strip from table information schema dot copy history. We are having this table in this copy history, right? In the public schema, not public schema, we are having this thing in this Snowflake, and we are having this information schema, and this information schema we are having the copy history table, right? You can just search for this thing here, right? You will get all of these things here, so you can use those things for your purpose, right? So so let's write the query, right? So select copy history. Okay, let's remove these things. Information schema dot copy history, and after that what we will do, we will be basically the table name, right? From which table I want to check the copy history. So table name will be the storage from which table, this table, right? And this is my table name. So let's copy the table name. So this is our table name, sky.user email, and this is table name. And after that let's start. So start time means from how much time, means we will check by just doing the time travel, that from how much time we want the history of this table, right? So that's why we are giving a start time here, and we will just give date add. We will use this date add function, and this will be just hour -2, and this will be just a current timestamp, right? Current timestamp, okay? And let's give this as a function, and now let's give the semicolon. So let's run this query, and let's see that whether it is working and showing the copy history or not. Okay, if it is any error, then we will just try to solve out those errors, right? Okay, what it is saying, unexpected table name, right? So what it is saying, table name. Okay, so okay, sorry guys, I have to give one more semicolon here, right? Not semicolon, some simple bracket. Okay? So now let's run this. What it is saying, unexpected this thing. Okay, so I think I have started 1 2 and 2 brackets, right? So I have to close two, right? So this is for sky.sky user email, and this is our start time. -2 means I want to check the history for last 2 hours or last 2 minutes. You can just give like this 2 as well. So timestamp, and this is information schema dot copy history, and this is our table. So just all the things are same, right? So we have to give here three things, right? So let's do like this, and let's run this and let's see whether it is working or not. Okay, so okay, you can see we got the file name, means this file data is loaded, and you can see the stage location, you can see the last load time as well, and you can see the row count as well, and you can see that how many rows passed and how many rows is loaded. Okay, and you can see the file size as well, and you can see some of the errors. If you are getting any of the error, then you can just check out those things, and you can see here pipe received time. Okay, so by checking these things, you can just troubleshoot your pipe, and you can check that why your Snowpipe is not loading the data. Okay, so by this way you can just check out the history of the table. Okay, that how many data files are loaded. Suppose that if you are working on a very big data, and suppose that in our this bucket location every single minute some 10 20 files are coming, and that files data is being loaded to that Snowflake table, then how you will understand that which data files is loaded into our table, and which file is just showing errors, which file is just creating some of the problems. So how you will understand? So for that, this query for checking the load history of the table is very important. You can just simply check the load history of the table, and you can just understand that which file data is loaded to that table, and how many rows passed and how many rows loaded, and what is the pipe received time. Okay, so you can use this load history. Okay, this is a very important step. Okay, so what was our step 3? Step 3 was just a simple, right? Step 3 is to just validate the loaded data. Okay, so we have just validated the loaded data by giving the select query. Okay, select step from user email, right? This was our table, user email. Okay, so you can just verify the data. That's a basic thing. You can just verify in the table, right? So we got all of the data. So this is a simple thing. And in the step 4, you can just resume or pause Snowpipe. Okay, so suppose that sometimes your pipes may be due to some network connectivity issues, it may show you some of the errors and your pipe will not work. Okay, so in that case what you can do is you can just resume and pause your Snowpipe. Okay, so let's write here validate data, and the 4th step is for resuming and pausing the Snowpipe. Okay, you can just resume or pause the Snowpipe. Okay, so let's see that how can we pause the Snowpipe. Okay, pause the Snowpipe. Okay, pause the Snowpipe, and let's write for resume the Snowpipe. Okay, so before writing these pause and resume queries, let's upload one more file to our bucket location, and let's see that whether that file data is loaded into our table or not. Okay, so let's upload one more file, let's add a file, and let's see that whether that file data is being loaded to our Snowflake table or not. Okay, so this time let's check for this double quotes. Okay, it may create some type of errors because it is having double quotes and we have not specified that property in our file format. Okay, so it may parse some of the data files, and it will show some of the errors while parsing some of the rows. Okay, because it is having all of the data in the double quotes. Okay, so for that we have to just specify that property, that property, right? And that empty field optionally closed by null or 042, you can just give for that double quotes. Okay, so that's a different thing. Okay, that's we have discussed briefly in the file format. Okay, you can just check out that thing. Okay, I have used these files for just special character loading, column mismatch, and we have done all those things, right? So you can just check out that thing there. Okay, so now let's check the pipe status, and let's see that what it is showing. If you are getting any error, then we will check out that error. Okay, this file will just show you the error like some files are passed and some files will not get loaded. Okay, because we are having double quotes data there, right? So you can see sample for double quotes file data is loaded, and let's check that how much data is loaded. Okay, it may load some data, or it may just parse some data, and it may show some errors also, right? That's a data problem. That is we don't have to worry for that thing. Okay, so what we have to do, it has loaded the data, so let's check the copy history, then we will better understand this thing. So it is UI initializing, and you can see file name. This was earlier file data which is loaded, means 1000 rows, and this is our second file, that is sample user double quotes. Okay, so this file data is also loaded. You can see row count 10 and rows passed 10 and file size 83. Okay, so it was having just a 10 files, right? Not 10 files, 10 rows only. Okay, so all rows 10 rows passed and 10 rows loaded. Okay, you can see there are no errors. Okay, you can see here user email pipe, and you can see the pipe receive time. Okay, so let's check this file and let's see that how many rows we are having in this double quotes. Right, so let's edit this thing and let's see that how many data files we are having in this. Okay, you can see we are having only 10 data files here. Okay, so it is working fine and we got all 10 rows data. Okay, so means our Snowpipe is working fine. Okay, so now let's pause the Snowpipe and let's see. If you are facing any type of errors, means due to connectivity issues, or suppose that you have created Snowpipe today and you are just checking after 3-4 days that your Snowpipe is not loading the data. So in that case, what you can do is you can just pause your Snowpipe, and after that you can just resume that Snowpipe, and that will work definitely. Okay, as we are doing in our phones or laptops, right? If you are facing any of the issues, means hanging issues or some of the configuration issues, then we are just simply restarting that. Okay, so in the similar way you can just restart your Snowpipe. Okay, so let me tell you that how can you restart. So you can just alter your pipe, and my pipe name is user pipe. So we will just set pipe execution state. Okay, set pipe execution, and pipe execution paused, and we will just basically give this boolean value is equals to true. Okay, so it will pause the Snowpipe, and for resuming, what you can do, you can just simply give it this as a false. You can give the boolean value for this as false, right? So by this way you can just pause and resume your Snowpipe as you are doing in the task, right? You are just resuming the task and you are suspending the task so that it will not consume the resources. In the similar way, Snowpipe will also consume the resources because it is running. Suppose that there is something which is running continuously, so it will obviously consume the resources, and it may sometimes show you the errors as well, right? So that's why we basically pause and resume the Snowpipe. Okay, alter pipe, this is user pipe, means our pipe name, and we are just setting pipe execution paused is equals to true, so it will just pause my Snowpipe. Okay, so let's run this and let's see that what it is saying if we are getting error. So you can see statement executed successfully. So you can so now our pipe is in paused state. Okay, so let's check for the same thing by using so pipes, and let's run this and let's see what we are getting. Okay, so it is UI initializing, and you can see this was my earlier, and this user pipe which I have created in this session, and you can see this is the definition, and this is basically our notification channel we are having. Okay, you can see rule and all those things. Okay, so invalid reason pipe is because stage was wrong. That was for earlier one, and this is the thing. Okay, so now my this pipe is in the paused state. Okay, you can just resume this thing as well. Okay, so as my this pipe is in pause state. Okay, so whenever I will upload any new data file to our this bucket location, then that data will not be loaded into our table. Okay, so let's try that thing. Okay, so for that we will just upload one more file to this our bucket location, and we will see that whether that data is loaded to or not. Okay, so obviously it will not load any of the data because our pipe is not running, it is in the paused state. Okay, so it will not load any of the data file. Okay, so I have selected this thing, and let's upload this file, and let's see that what we are getting. Okay, whether it is loading the data or not. Okay, obviously it will not load any data because pipe is in paused state, right? So file uploaded is successfully, and now let's check out the pipe status. Okay, it will show the older one pipe status only because earlier I have loaded that double quotes file, right? So it will show that pipe status only. Okay, as I am facing some network connectivity issues, that's why it is taking time. Okay, you can check out the execution state is paused. Okay, pending file count 0, last ingested state. Okay, execution state is paused. Okay, so you can check the pipe status from here. Okay, so as I have given and set this a boolean value for this pipe execution paused is equals to true, so that's why our pipe status is in the paused state, so it will not load any of the data file because it is in the paused state. Okay, earlier when I was checking the pipe status, so it was saying execution state is running. Okay, so you can just pause your Snowpipe. Suppose that you don't have any work of your Snowpipe, so you can just pause your Snowpipe for consuming the resources. Okay, because it will unnecessarily consume the resources of your Snowflake and AWS. So for just removing that thing, you can just pause your Snowpipe, and if your Snowpipe is not working fine, then you can just simply pause and you can just resume and restart it. Okay, so now let's put the boolean value for pipe execution state as false. So let's put this as a false so that our pipe should run again. So let's execute this, and UI is initializing, so statement executed successfully. So now let's check the pipe status again. So this time it will show the execution status running because we have resumed our pipe. Okay, so let's wait for some time. And sorry guys, I am facing some network connectivity issues today. Okay, that's why my query is taking a lot of time. Okay, why it is showing execution state is paused only. So let's run this again. Enter pipe user pipe set pipe execution is false. I have given the correct boolean value, so why it is not resuming. So let's run this again. Statement executed successfully. So let's check for the pipe status again. So pipe status user pipe, and let's check what we are getting here. Status this time. So UI is initializing and facing some network issues, so sorry for that guys. You can see the execution state is running now, pending file count is 0, and last ingested you can see here. Okay, so now my pipe again started running. Okay, and it has taken sample user email single code file as well. Okay, let me show you those files. Okay, so how many data files I have uploaded, let me show you that files. So that is loading objects, so let's wait for some time. And these 3 files I have loaded, right? Sample user email, sample double quotes, and sample single quote. These 3 files I have loaded. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's check the copy history, and let's see that how many data files data is loaded into our table. Okay, by that it will be get confirmed that how many data files data is loaded, right? So let's wait for some time. As UI is initializing, I am facing some network issues there. So sorry for that. UI is initializing. My queries is taking lots of time. Okay, you can see sample user email CSV. We have loaded this first file which is having 100 rows, 1000 rows, and this is our second file, double quotes file, which was having only 10 rows. This data is also loaded, and after that I have resumed, means I have paused the pipe, and after that we have just paused the pipe, and again we have resumed the pipe, and then this single code file data is loaded to our table. Okay, so 3 data files are loaded. First file is having 1000, and second double code is also having 10, and after that we have resumed and paused. So that file was also having 10 rows, so 10 rows passed and 10 rows loaded. You can see the file size here, and you can see we are not facing any type of issues. And if you face any type of issue errors, then it will show here first error, last error, like that. Okay, you can see error limit is 1, and you can see the status of all the files is loaded here. Okay, so Snowpipe is a very simple thing. You can just try out these things. You have to just remember these are 4 steps while working with the Snowpipe. Okay, and you will not face any type of issues in future. Okay, if you are facing still any type of issues while working with the Snowpipe, and your Snowpipe is not loading any of the data, and sometimes it is loading, sometimes it's not loading, so you can just ask me. You can just join my WhatsApp group, and you can connect with me personally, or you can comment, or you can just text me on the Instagram. Okay, wherever you are comfortable, you can just connect with me. I will surely help you out there for troubleshooting Snowpipe. Okay, so these are the things which we have done. Basically you have to just follow these 3 steps. Okay, now you have to create a pipe, and if your pipe is not working, you can check the pipe state. You can check the execution state, whether it is in paused or running, and what is the time stamp, last forwarded time stamp, received time stamp, implicit time stamp, and you will see the file which is loaded like that. Okay, and you can check the copy history of the table, which will just verify that how many data files are loaded to that table. Okay, you can validate the data, and you can just resume or pause the Snowpipe. Okay, and guys, a very important thing that you have to just set up these notifications. Okay, so sometimes some of you guys are just forgetting. You are not setting up the notifications. Okay, event notifications. So without event notification, how pipe will just understand, and it will not trigger the notifications to the pipe that this pipe data is loaded to our bucket location, and we have to load the data files. Okay, so that's a very important thing. We have to just know that how to set up the SQSQ notifications, how to set up the SNS topic. Okay, so if you are working with the SNS topic, then for that what you have to do, you have to just give your ARN while in the pipe creation only. Here you have to give the pipe ARN. Okay, if you are working with the SNS topic. Okay, so as I have told you this SQSQ in this session, so you can just check out my description box for creating the event notification by SNS topic. I have told you these things, SQSQ and SNS topic, already in our previous session. Okay, so that's all for today. Bye, take care of yourself guys, and if you are facing any type of doubts in troubleshooting Snowpipe, then you can just ask me. Okay. And guys, let me show you one more thing. We have done this thing as SNS topic. Okay, let me show you that chapter. So we have done Snowpipe working, right? Chapter 2020, 22.2. Okay, so you can just check out this text file. I have given you all of these queries on my GitHub account, or you can just, if you are not having these file, you can just text me or install WhatsApp. I will just surely send. Okay, so this is the thing which I have told you already, that how can you configure Snowflake with AWS with SNS topic. Okay, so these are the 10 steps you have to just follow for troubleshooting, or for just creating the SNS topic and setting up the new event notification. Okay, so here one more step which you have to do is for configuring SNS topic with Snowflake. So you have to just perform this ARN I was talking about. Okay, so in the pipe creation you have to just give this like this way if you are working with the SNS topic. Okay, so this is the thing which you need to follow while working with the SNS topic. Okay, so if you are facing any type of doubt, you can just ask me. For SNS topic, you can just simply search here for the SNS topic, and this is a simple notification service. You can just simply check out this thing, and you can create the SNS topic, and you can just subscribe to that topic. And if status is showing subscribe complete, so means that SNS topic is created successfully and it will work fine. Okay, so if you don't know about SNS topic, then you can check out my description video. Okay, so that's all for today. Bye, take care of yourself, guys.